wish I had more time. I've been known to say that. I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time to do the things that I really like doing. More time to spend with my family and friends. More time to work on those hobbies that I've set aside that really bring me joy. More time to give to my community. More time to give to my church. More time to rest. More time. I wish I had more time. Well, we can wish all we want. But the truth is that there are only 24 hours in a day, and there will only ever be 24 hours in a day. We won't ever get more time. So it's not up to us to create or carve out more. It's a matter of us using our time in ways that bring us real, life-giving life. When I'm doing premarital counseling with gay or straight couples, it doesn't matter. This is one of the things that I always do with them. I give them a homework assignment. Go home and make a list of the things that you love to do. The things that make your soul sing. While you're at it, go home and make a list of the things you really believe in. Go home and make a list of your values. People come back with amazing lists. These amazing, amazing lists that are filled with family and friends and ways to make the world better and creative, interesting, amazing hobbies and pastimes and all sorts of things. They come back with these amazing lists. We set those aside. Then I give them part 2 of their homework assignment. Go home and you're going to take an inventory of 2 things. Of your calendar and of your bank accounts. Of course, I used to be able to say, take a look at your check record, but nobody writes checks anymore, right? So take a look at your debit card transactions or your credit card transactions. Take a look at your receipts. Don't really take a look at your budget because what we say we're going to do and what we're actually going to do are 2 different things, right? Take a look at what you actually spend your money on. And then take a look at your calendar. Make a list of the ways in which you spend your time. And be sure to take into account all of the things that you spend your time doing that don't end up in your calendar, like washing dishes and watching TV and spending time on the computer. Make a list of how you spend your time and your money. So then when people come back, we have an account of how they use their resources. And we have this list of what makes people's soul sing. We put those 2 things together and compare them. Imagine if you went home and did that, what you would find. I have found more often than not in doing this exercise with people that usually what we say brings us joy and what makes our souls sing is not how we spend our time. And it's not how we spend our money either. Just wishing for more time doesn't make more time appear. If we're going to be serious about this Sabbath stuff, then we have to be willing to make decisions about how it is we spend our time. These are hard decisions. And there are decisions that we think we can't possibly go through with. But after you live into it a little while, you figure out that you can do it after all. There's a reason why David and I don't have cable. It's because we would waste all of our time sitting there watching cable. If something weren't on that I wanted to watch, I would sit there with the remote control, clicking through all 355 bajillion channels until I found something interesting to watch. When I look at my list of what I really value in life, cable TV is not on it. If we're going to take the Sabbath thing seriously, we have to find ways to reorder our lives around the things that really, truly matter to us. Several years ago, I got a phone call. Mr. V was dying. He'd been dying for a while. He'd been in hospice for a while. But this time it was real. He was really actively dying. It was towards the end of the day. I got in my car and I trucked off to hospice. And on my way there, I noticed the moon. It was gorgeous. It was sort of perched on the horizon, this big golden orange ball. It was reflecting these gorgeous colors off the sun, and the sky was this amazing hazy purple silvery color, and it was sitting right there. I turned on my radio, and I love when God messes with the radio. You know, when the song that you need to hear at that very moment comes on, and that's what happened. I turned on the radio, and there was Tim McGraw singing, "Live Like You Were Dying." And the end of the song came where it says, "I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying, like tomorrow was a gift, and you've got eternity to think about what you do with it." What did you do with it, he asks. So there I am, me and the moon, driving off to hospice with this song playing in the car, and I'm thinking about Mr. V and his family. And when I got there to his bedside, surrounded with his loved ones, with his son and his daughter and their partners and spouses and their children, nobody remembered how much he had worked. Although he did work, and he worked very hard, and he did good work in the world. But nobody was talking about that. They talked about the time that he spent with them. They were talking about the memories that they had of family vacations and of evening meals together. They were talking about times that he took his grandchildren fishing. They were talking about being at church every Sunday morning. And they were also talking about the ways in which he spent his time on himself, the ways in which he used his time to take care of himself. He wrote a journal entry every single day of his life. It was a way for Mr. V to tend to his own soul. And then after he was no longer with his family, it was a way for them to get to know him all over again by reading his journal entries. Mr. V died. And his family was able to say, even in that moment, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." This is the day that the Lord has made. How will you rejoice and be glad in it? How will you use your time? Amen.